Okay, so this video helps to describe the slightly new workflow that there is with enrolling a patient and capturing the specific surgeon, the actual surgery date, and the surgery conducted. And so I'll use this patient as an example. So this is a patient that I eval'd who's appropriate for the protocol validation pathway, and I have yet to enroll him in the proper pathway. So what I will do is I'll do that now. So I'm going to enroll him, and this is the new prompt that we'll get. So we're going to go protocol validation, and then here's a new drop down. So it's going to be surgery date, and these will be hard stops. So his surgical date was 6/15, so I'll click on that. The laterality, so it was left. Surgeon was Dr. Sherman. If there's an other physician within Stanford, you'd click this and you could write it in. Non-Stanford physician, you could click that again and have a write-in option. So I'm going to go Dr. Sherman. So this was in ACL and meniscus. And then I'm going to enroll the patient. Now, there's conditional logic. So because of these two boxes that are checked, there's additional drop downs that I'll need to complete. And when I hit enroll patient, this form, which is the initial Stanford research form that comes, or Stanford rehabilitation questionnaire upon enrollment. So we enroll patient, but this form needs to be submitted, and it will be needing to be submitted for all patients, but I can enroll them at this time. There will also be a drop-down option for therapists, just like there are with the surgeons. Okay, so then I'm gonna go to, I'm gonna withdraw him from the rehab pathway. And then I'm gonna go to forms. Okay, so the form that's there for enrollment is going to be the questionnaire form. You can see that it's in progress. And so I'd click on that. I would scroll up, and you can see that these additional fields have populated based off my check marks. So he is an autograph, and you can see that it's like the type. So he was a quad tendon. Let me just make sure of that. Yeah, quad autograph. And then it was a meniscus repair. Actually, meniscus root repair. All right. And then I would submit it. All right. And then we are good to go. Okay, so because this form has been changed, then we need to ensure that each of the patients that are currently enrolled, that this form has been completed for them. And the way that we can check whether this is the case, so I've clicked on patients, and then I've also put in test, so only test patients will apply just for HIPAA compliant purposes. And I would select the appropriate pathway. So we'll do the protocol validation, and then I would hit apply. And then you could just put in your the provider and filter by your own patients. That may make it easier. And then we're going to hit forms in progress and apply. So you would see all your patients here that would populate that have forms in progress. So I'm going to click on this patient, and it will just be this little green tab. And I'll go to forms. and then it brings me right to the form that is otherwise in progress. So I'm going to do that same thing where we'll say that this was a Dr. Abrams patient, say it was ACL, and this is multiple clickable options, right? So we'll just say it's an ACL, for example. Okay, it's an allograft, and it's a BTB. Okay, I hit submit. And we should be good to go. And then these other forms, again, you could click on them independently if these were if you wanted to complete those forms, or if you wanted to see if there was like historical forms that have been completed, etc. So that was going through the patient tab. The other way that you could do it is going through the data tab. So let's show that. So again, the option is to click on patients, or I could click on projects. I would click on the protocol validation project. And then here, I'm going to click on data. Okay, and then I have the option to put in the different fields. All right, so if I click on, you can see the anchor. So if I click here, wait for it to load, then I can unclick all the completed, and now it only shows like all the orange, which indicates that these are incomplete forms. And so then I would go into easy to identify like which patient needs to be completed. And essentially, because this form was just new and updated, then all patients currently need to be adjusted. I believe you can also add filters, and you could also do, you should be able to filter by therapist as well. Or healthcare provider. So if I did myself, and then I hit filter. So right now, none will show because they don't have a provider field that would identify all my patients, but this is going to be added to this Stanford Rehab research form. So that would be another way that I could identify the patients within this said pathway that needs to have like completed forms or that have information outstanding. Okay, so the big takeaways are that we have the new form and of Stanford Rehab research form that will capture the surgery date, the surgeon, the type of surgery that it was conducted with the different drop downs, and then also with the provider information. That is the therapist. And this way we can start to look across our patients within this pathway to differentiate them by these different components or factors. All right, let me know if you have any questions or concerns on that. I'm happy to dialogue about this in our upcoming meeting as well.